Let's talk about how you can use a reverse mortgage to stay out of the nursing home. And probably when I say you, I probably don't mean you yourself, but I'm probably more talking about your parents or your grandparents or a senior relative. Now, there's a statistic out there that says over 70, and it makes perfect sense, about 70, between 70 and 76%, depending on the study, 70 to 76% of seniors don't want to go to a nursing home. If they need care, they want to get their care at home. Makes perfect sense. Think about yourself. Think about your parents. If you need that, whether it's around the clock care or a nurse's aid or just a little bit of help, wouldn't you rather have that help where you live, where you're used to, where your kids grew up? Maybe you had a spouse, maybe you still live there with a spouse. Think about, where would you want to be? Where would you rather be? At home, surrounded by comfort, or as much comfort as you can have, surrounded by familiar people and smells and sights, and be in your own bed with just a little bit of help, or in the nursing home. And I'm sure there's some good nursing homes out there. I don't mean to bash the entire industry, but let's be real. You would rather be in your home than a nursing home. At least 70% of you would rather be in your home than your nursing home. By the way, just taking a walk down the block. It's a beautiful day down here, so figured I'd get out of the office and just talk with you a little bit here. So let's talk about a recent client. Her name's Mary Kay, and she's a widow. Unfortunately, her husband passed away a few years ago. But Mary Kay was in that situation, and I'm not going to get personal about her ailments, but suffice it to say, she needed some help to stay in her house. She needed some care, and her kids were helping as much as they could, but there's a limit because her kids have their own children. So we call this actually the sandwich generation, and I'm part of it. It's basically where you've got your own kiddies to take care of, and now your parents are aging, so you've got them to take care of as well. So Miss Mary Kay, she was in a tough position. She needed the home care. Just statistically, her home was worth $800,000. That's what it appraised for. And she didn't have a mortgage on it, which was terrific. But when her husband, when Albert, when he was sick and he passed away, Mary Kay they didn't know about reverse mortgages, and they didn't know that they were safe. So they spent their money and they spent their money and they spent their money on his health care. Now, going back, they probably should have done a reverse at that point in time to take care of him, and she would have still had a little bit of cash in the piggy bank. So suffice to say, house was worth a decent amount of money, and she just needed help and didn't have any money in the bank account. In fact, the home health care that she had about, see if I remember, just about 3.5 months left of care. So I'm gonna go in a circle right over here and cross the street to the other side. So she needed help to stay in her home. Her kids, obviously, again, her kids were taking care of their own kids, and they had expenses. And so they couldn't foot the big bill. They would have if they could have. I mean, everybody, really great people. They cared about her, but they just weren't able to pay for her care month after month after month after month. So they came to me. They saw one of these videos about reverse mortgages. And by the way, if you have any questions about reverses, during this video, you can just push pause and you can give me a ring. My name is Jason Eichmeller. I've helped seniors with reverses since 2008, done a little bit over 460 of them. So you could reach out to me, and this is what they did. They called me at 888-309-9705, and I'll have the information below as well. You can also contact me by email at jason@keyhomelending.com. That'll be below. And if you want to just visit our website and pick a time to chat, you can go to www.reversequote.com. reversequotes.com. They called me though. They just picked up the phone and gave me a ring to chat. So what happened? So learning about her situation, her house, again, we had it appraised for $800,000. Based on her age, she's 79 years young. She was able to qualify for $332,000 in tax-free cash. By the way, you can see that the trash out behind me today. Today is trash day on the street. So they qualified for $332,000. And up front, with the reverse mortgage, something that people don't really know is they do limit the amount of money that you can get right away up front. And it's about, less or more, about 60% of your home value. So up front, she was able to take $188,000 of that $332,000. And what we did for the kids was and this was important to her too, she was very clear, and her kids were clear that, hey, this is my house, this is her house, it's not the kids' house, but if she can leave something over to them, then fantastic. So we only gave her the money that she needed. The rest, we put in a reverse mortgage line of credit, and you've probably seen some of my other videos about the reverse mortgage line of credit. If not, give me a ring or comment below, and I'm glad to explain it to you and give you the link to the video. But basically, money that stays in the reverse mortgage line of credit, it's not charged interest till you take it, and it actually grows tax-free over the years. But that's kind of neither here nor there for Mary Kay's case. In her situation, she's at home. She got the money out of her home that she needed to, and by the way, you're seeing me squint the entire time. If I was smart, I probably would have worn sunglasses out here, so apologize for the squinting. But Mary Kay, she got the money in her bank account and in the line of credit. That's really no crystal balls, but having done a financial worksheet, seeing the care that she needs, talking to her kids, she's gonna be able to stay in her home for the rest of her life. Now, obviously, there might be a health scare where she can't stay in her home anymore, but from the numbers and from her situation right now, Mary Kay is okay. Mary Kay is okay. That rhymed. Didn't mean to. She is fine. She's comfortable. She is living right where she wants to live, right where she had so many memories. Her kids grew up there. She got married there. She lived there with her husband, with Albert, till he passed away. This is absolutely where Mary Kay wanted to be. And I just feel blessed that I was able to be there and help her, because it almost sounds kind of morbid, but she wanted to die in her home. And this is just a way where I want her to live in her home as long as possible, but when the time comes, I want her to be comfortable. I want her to be in the exact place where she wants to be and where she feels comfortable. And her kids did too, which is wonderful. All right, this was short and sweet, but I did want to share because I do have a lot of folks that are reaching out to me for their parents because their parents need some help. The money's kind of dried up and they want to stay in their home. They do not want to go to a nursing home. So this is if you have a lot of equity in your home, or your parents have a lot of equity in their home, this is a terrific avenue. And it just feels, as a guy who's there to help, the fact that I can use this as a tool to help them and to keep them in their home exactly where they want to be. I mean, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, that's all. Again, my name's Jason Eichmiller. If you want to reach out and see if a reverse could work for you or a parent or a loved one, feel free to give me a shout. My phone number again is 888-309-9705. Email is jason@keyhomelending.com. Or if you want to schedule a call, again, just go to www.reversequotes.com. And glad to connect. And listen, if you reach out, then I'll do my very, very best to help you. All right, hope you had fun on this little walk with me. It's a nice, beautiful day. Great, it's great to get out of the office. So feel free to give me a shout if I can help. And again, I'll do my best. Take care of yourself.